Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is going to be the Fosi Audio K7. This is going to be a gaming DAC and headphone amplifier. Now, in my opinion, one of the best experiences you can have on the computer when you're gaming or even just, working is going to be the audio. I love audio. That's why the channel is called Classical Technology. I studied classical piano, so I'm very tuned in to what audio sounds good. And trust me, when you use something high quality like this, there is a big difference, especially when you use it with a good pair of headphones. They don't have to be $1,000 pair of headphones. Like something that's reasonable. Like I use this with the Sennheiser HD 650. People use the HD 600s. They're a few $100s, but you're going to get a huge difference in terms of just gaming and listening to music. Anytime I have to write an article or something like that, I sit down. First thing I do is put the music on. And something like this really, really helps. Let's take it out the box. Fosi Audio, they're running a crowdfunding campaign. And audio equipment can get pretty expensive. Something like this comes in at a pretty good price, under $200. I believe the sale price is around $170, and usually the MSRP is going to be like $179. So this is the Fosi Audio K7. They make a lot of great hi-fi components. You can see, very nice box. As we open it up here, some nice protective packaging. The first thing you're going to get is a nice little, basically little instruction manual, just telling you some of the features, what goes where. Trust me, sometimes it's good to look these over. I'm the type that I'll just open it up and go play with it, but then I'm like, what does this button do or that button? So it's definitely very good. It's going to tell you different specifications, as you can see, the different sample rates and what the unit can do basically. So as we continue to take it out the box, before we get to the unit itself, this is going to be AC powered. Basically, you have this, and then you connect this and that to power, and then a simple connection will make sure that it's powered. You also get some other cables in the box, some accessories for your headphones. And you do get a USB cable. It's USB-A to USB-C. So that's going to be great. And then, as we go, the unit itself, nicely packaged in here. And I've opened this up already to, obviously to use it and to play with it. But I try to put it back as it was. So this is the unit right here, the K7. The first impression that I had on opening this is like, does not feel cheap at all. This is not plastic. It's very, very premium feeling. And now let's hear a word from our sponsor, VIP-CDKdeals.com, a Windows Pro CD key. Add to cart, you put in code CC20. This will also work on Windows 11. You want to go into your settings in Windows, change and adjust your CD key, click activate, and now let's go back to the video. That was my first impression. I was like, whoa. Before I even touched any of the buttons or the knobs on it, I thought this thing feels pretty crazy premium. Like the build quality is very, very nice. Let's start at the bottom here. As you can see, 4 little rubber feet to keep it nicely and isolated and separated from your desk. That way you don't scuff up this, which I think is aluminum. And it's a very nice little construction. If you can see the bottom, you're going to have like almost like a little ridge on the bottom and on the top. And then you have the middle portion there. And you can see the angles, or I should say the lack of angles, is very, very nicely done. It's all rounded. You can see from the corner here, the edges are all rounded on the unit, including the bottom, the middle piece. And then on the sides, obviously, this is where you're going to have all of the inputs. Let's start at the back. If you take a look at the back, you have a microphone input. And then you're going to have your single headphone input. And then you also have a balanced headphone input, the 4.4 millimeter. So that's very interesting. And the single headphone is 3.5 millimeter. So it gives you some nice options. So that's going to be the inputs that you have on the back. As we swing around the other way, there's a bevy of different inputs here. You have your RCA out right here with the red and white buttons. And then here you have your coaxial in, you have your Bluetooth for a Bluetooth antenna, you have your optical in, and then the last two are the easy ones. That's your USB-C. So the USB-C will plug in right here, and then this cable will connect to your computer. And now here you have obviously your power connector right here. Simply will plug in right there. And that's going to be your power connector as well. This is compatible, of course, with the Nintendo Switch, if you want to play it on that, with the PlayStation 5 Pro, regular PlayStation, obviously on PC. So yeah, it's compatible with a lot of different devices that you would use for gaming. Obviously, since it's using standard audio connections, you would expect that, especially when systems like that, like the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 5, they also have those type of connections. So nothing proprietary there. So that's excellent. And obviously, my favorite place to use it is on the PC. And on the desk, it just looks really, really stunning. If you notice too, it's a little bit like a little bit of a pitch, a little bit of an angle to the design. So when you have it on your desk, this back part is actually a little bit higher than the front, and it angles down, which is not only aesthetically very nice, but as I look at it on the desk here, you can see the little OLED screen here. And that is a little OLED screen, and that's where you can see all of your inputs and your information pops up right there on the screen. And here, as you can see, you turn on the unit right here. There's a power button. That's going to be the first button. You can see the screen right now. Right now it says PCM for the format. The input is coax. And obviously you can change. And then look how cool that is. When you adjust the volume, look how awesome that is. This almost looks like a mix of like really modern technology with a really tactile, older analog type of device like you would find in the 70s or 80s, but with a obviously really modern technology, really modern design. I'll show you what I mean when I mean like a tactile analog type of device, which is actually really important for people who like audio. So here, take a look at the very, very awesome little volume knob here. You feel the little bumps as you turn it. And the same thing with this here. And here you can see I'm adjusting the bass. You can adjust it down, up, and you get an instant visual representation on the screen. You don't have to go into your computer, to your software or anything like that. You can just do it right on the screen. Very, very nice. And now, when I was talking about it being an analog and tactile, obviously it's digital, but in terms of the being tactile and just great to touch, aside from the aluminum housing that just feels super high quality, listen to the different inputs on the buttons. That you can press these down, very, very nice. And obviously these are the different, it almost sounds like little mouse clicks or like a mechanical keyboard. These are all of the inputs on the unit itself. It's not, mushy buttons that are hard to press. And when you're moving stuff around, it's very satisfying. Look at that. You can change your input here. There on the screen, it's showing a sample rate of 44.1. Obviously, you can do a lot higher. And then if you're, for example, if you were adjusting the bass, you'll do that with the right knob. And if you actuate the left knob, it's going to be the volume again. So it's nice how they separate that. But really, the tactile feel is really amazing. But what's even better really is the sound quality to this. Even if you're pairing it with Bluetooth, with the aptX, something a little bit higher quality. But just straight to your computer, and you play games, it sounds absolutely incredible, especially when you pair it with something like this, like the Sennheiser HD650, or any headphone that's like a pretty good quality. It just sounds really, really good. You get this really nice transparent sound that it sounds like, since these are open headphones, like for example, I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima, and that has a really great soundtrack. Sometimes like, the war drums come on, for example, and you feel that very controlled bass. These aren't like bassy headphones by any means where it's overwhelming, but you feel the controlled atmosphere. And something like this allows these headphones to really sing, really honestly. And then in an open world game like that, it helps to bring out all of the elements. It really feels like you're in the middle of the game itself. And I've, obviously I've gone back and forth testing other gaming DACs and headphone amplifiers, even plugging it into the motherboard of computers. And there definitely is a difference between a lot of these things. And there's an even bigger difference when you get something super high quality like this. It's almost like, it's like the clouds part and you see the sun shining through. There's a lot of nuance, obviously, when you're talking about audio equipment, because obviously you can listen to a game on like a $5 set of speakers, but as you gradually get better, and especially considering the price point of this, under $200, if you ever take a look in the market, most gaming DACs, especially that's this high quality, but most of them, a lot of them are going to be well over $200, especially if you have to get, you know, a DAC separately from like the headphone amplifier. So the good quality ones get expensive. So this, especially considering the build quality, is really, really incredible. And the sound quality, just very happy with it. It's just easy to use and makes the overall gaming experience and listening to music very, very enjoyable. All right, guys, so check this out. It's going to be the Fosi Audio K7. It's going to be a crowdfunding campaign. Fosi Audio has other products in the lineup as well. So very, very excited to keep using this. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. And remember, stuff like this just makes your audio just so much better. And for the price, I really can't complain. All right, guys, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.